Hey, Kevin Walkerman here, author of the book One to Grow On. This is Friday, freestyle. Here we are, here we grow. This one's challenging. Okay, this is one that I constantly work on and one that I really try to get to the root of with my one-on-one executives and salespeople that I coach is where are you, what season are you in, and where are you on this continuum in terms of growth and engagement? Because what are we really looking for? Most people are looking for some level of joy, some level of peace, some level of agency, and that I am able to influence my outcomes, and some level of living life from a place of gratitude. And in order to do that, sometimes we need to charge. I mean, there's, the grit and determination and hard work and hustle are all super important. And at the same time, if not handled appropriately, can end up in flame out, burnout, or worse. And so what I've done is kind of, if you imagine the dial on your car, this is RPMs. On the low end, you might have some motion, but you don't have necessarily a lot of growth because maybe you're not engaged at a high enough level. Perhaps you're doing some habitual things that may be even good, but over and over again, you're not shaking it up. You're not stepping outside your comfort zone. And so therefore, life is kind of easy, maybe not a lot of nerves, not a lot of anxiety, and it's okay. And then you have the growth zone where you start maybe shifting your routines a little bit, trying new things, expanding your cognitive function by stepping outside the box and learning new things, switching up routines that you have in place and changing things, and this is what I would call the optimal area where you're experiencing, for most people at least, where you're experiencing some discomfort, some level of change and growth along the way, and this is right. But you can take it too far as well, and over here you have, and again, this is a work in progress, love your thoughts, the breaking point where you're grinding it out too hard. You're taking on more risk than you can handle. You start ending up hurting yourself and maybe even the ones around you because you're overextending and you're taking on too much. And this is what I would call the breaking point. And what I've seen in, growing companies and people over years is some people then end up going from breaking point back to this. And so I think the idea, depending on who you are and depending on what season of life you're in, the optimal area would be somewhere between this and the breaking point, because some people are able to handle more than others. And some people prioritize different things. So the idea is when you look across the Forbes categories, and if you don't know what the Forbes categories are, check our most recent blog, momentorsllc.com, and the recent blog will go into it with you. We got to figure out where in those different categories are we operating, and is it sustainable? Because over here in the breaking point, sometimes, you might be doing really, really good things, but at the major sacrifice of some other things that maybe are more rewarding or fulfilling, or that would help bring more harmony into the equation. So, hey, listen, let me hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is a constant challenge. What are we looking for? We're looking for joy, peace, contentment. We're looking for agency. We're looking for living from a place of gratitude. And here is a big one: to be present with those we love when we're with them, and to be present at work and focus there as well, and not feel guilty on either end because we're not living it out there, or we're not living it out on the other side as well. All right, let's go get it done.